I need your help. I can't tell you what it is. You can never ask me about it later, and we're gonna hurt some people.
I think it's a civil war. I truly do.
Really?
Yes, I think that's the only thing that's gonna bring America back together after this election if we lose.
And you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive.
We are dopamine vampires. So,
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y.
You understand it's all basically a game. We're all here to play the game, and we're all hopefully going to play it well, but some people obviously can't play it well. The world is made up of people with either killer instincts or without killer instincts, and the people that seem to emerge are the people that are competitive and driven and with a certain instinct to win.
You're not anybody in America unless you're on TV. On TV is where we learn about who we really are. Because what's the point of doing anything worthwhile if nobody's watching? And if people are watching, it makes you a better person.
We fucking did it. We made a TV show. Fuck you. Fuck monologues. Fuck late night. All this shit's gay.
Yeah.
Especially bitch, whatever her name is.
No, yeah, but I
Yeah,
don't know
this
who
is,
you're
yeah,
talking
you got it. Tell him. Fuck
Mindy
off.
Kaling? Okay, all right.
Here go Ye, he stand up. We all saying, yeah, he right. But boy, when they grab that baddest, that's always been a tactic. You take the baddest, bring him out in front of all the slaves, and you tie him up and you whoop him, and you whoop him, and you whoop him, and you keep whooping him in front of all these slaves. This y'all baddest one, y'all richest one, he gonna stand up to us. And we all sit there and watch. Don't nobody join in. No celebrity, no entertainer. Jay-Z punk ass turned on him. They whooping him. They putting them lashes on his back. Then he find out, Toby, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. They still whooping him. I'm sorry. Don't stop whooping him. And we ain't said that's enough. We ain't stood up and said, F y'all, that's enough. We ain't playing no more basketball. We ain't doing nothing no more. Cause we can all come together and shake our dick at them if we want to.
You're not supposed to do this in my business. I'm up here doing something that nobody else in this business has the balls to do. I'm telling you something that you need to know. I'm trying to explain to you what you're seeing. You don't understand what you're seeing. I am publicly flogging a network. And I know that this network niggas, they watching me and they saying, why are you doing this so publicly? Doesn't feel good to be flogged publicly. Oh, believe me, I know. I know exactly how that feels. When I quit my show, they said I was crazy. What was crazy about it? I just didn't want to do it anymore. They said I smoked crack. That's impossible. I was a devout Muslim. I didn't smoke or drink. But I do now, bitch, because you ruined my fucking life.
I want a group of young men, when some teacher says you're really a girl, that they look at him and say, you better take about 3 steps back, or you're really going to be something else here in a minute.
Now look, all you got to do is lay in here and hold on to this motherfucker, all right?
I'd like to welcome the fake news media, which is back there.
Wackademia, the wacky world of academia, and there's so much happening. This is the culture wars right in our face every day. A number of New South Wales schools have changed the word grandparents to grandfriends to be more inclusive.
One lucky winner in California is taking home this week's $2 billion Powerball jackpot that has the nation buzzing. But in the midst of the excitement, CNN has decided to call the contest racist.
Queensland's fourth COVID wave has hit, raising the warning level from green to amber.
Masks are again recommended in hospitals, on public transport and in vulnerable settings. The predicted peak just before Christmas.
A teenager in New Hampshire has become the first transgender contestant to win a local Miss America beauty pageant. And I don't want to be unkind, but beauty is stretching the truth too.
Do you believe then that men can become pregnant and have abortions?
Yes.
Margaret Marcella is a mother who lives outside Toronto, Canada. She's got a 23-year-old son who suffers from depression and diabetes. Also, he doesn't have a girlfriend. On that basis alone, doctors have just approved her son's assisted suicide.
Why don't you just give me a bottle of scotch and a handgun to blow my fucking head off?
You need a job.
No, I don't want a job. It's so much work.
Stop being so fucking forgiving. People know exactly what the fuck they're doing.
We're not going to get into a third world war.
There is no national conspiracy to buy elections and control America. But
you don't need a formal conspiracy when interests converge. These people went to the same universities and fraternities. They're on the same boards of directors. They're in the same country clubs. They have like interests. They don't need to call a meeting. They know what's good for them, and they're getting it. And there used to be 7 oil companies. There are now 3. It will soon be 2. The things that matter in this country have been reduced in choice. There are 2 political parties. There are a handful of insurance companies. There are about 6 or 7 information things. But if you want a bagel, there are 23 flavors because you have the illusion.
And it's hard to see the results from actions that we took while we have to implement what we've done. But I believe we took the right steps.
I sort of gave up on the human race.
For the country and for the American people. In fact, if you look at the polls, overwhelming majority, I don't look at them much anymore because I'm not quite sure how to read them anymore.
I'm drunk now.
I have no fucking idea where I'm going or where I am, and that's how I like it.
With that said, I have yet to see someone. You are a genius. That's on my fucking level, baby.
People trying to say I'm going crazy on Twitter. My friend's best advice was to stay low.
You will never ever be able to convince me that politics is more important than culture. Do you think that any of those Gen Z voters came out because they knew what the policies were?
No.
They all came out because of TikTok. They came out because of Hollywood, the media. They came out because their favorite influencers and celebrities were telling them to go out because the left took over culture very intentionally. The left announced decades ago, I think it was in the 60s, they announced that they're going to take over the universities and they're going to take over the press.
Yeah.
And Hollywood, which they did. They did all that. They were successful. And that's why you have all the youth that are voting in waves for the Dems. The left focuses on politics and culture, which is one of the reasons why they've been insanely successful. They've been very successful at mobilizing. So Bryson tweeted, while the right focuses on strictly politics, the left focuses on politics and culture. Until the right realizes that the culture war is more important than the political one, this trend will continue.
How do you compete for 3 years on the men's swim team and then switch to the women's and you win the championship? I'm sorry, that is a total fraud and everybody knows it. And so it's taking away opportunities for young girls, women athletes. They're working hard. They want to win championships. And then you're basically saying you got to compete against biological males. So that's wrong. And in the state of Florida, we are protecting the integrity of women's sport.
They indoctrinate children and try to turn boys into girls.
In a world of pure imagination.
Don't make
You have a whole race of leeches that you have to get rid of.
We're gonna fuck you up.
So what do? You starve them, you burn them, you get rid of them. It's like weeding out roots for the better people. Haven't you seen the footage?
That's fake. Jews run Hollywood.
Fucking hell.
woke ideology.
Like that. Like that. Didn't know you could move like that. Two-step real smooth like that. All night get down like that. Turn around, make it bounce like that. Didn't know you could hang like that. Sipping on champagne like that. Turn.
Do you trust the mainstream media?
Hey, what's up everyone? So today's video is going to be a bit different than my usual videos. I got so many things I want to talk about. I'm just going to talk about all of them in this one video. So we're going to go over like 3 or 4, maybe 5 headlines and talk about what's going on in the world. Instead of spending, you know, an hour on one video, we will make better use of our time spending the hour talking about multiple stories. So before we go ahead and jump into today's news stories, I must remind everybody, as always, this channel is completely demonetized. There's no chance of ever being monetized. So if you want to support this content and what I'm doing here, please consider going to my merch store, my Patreon, or my Cash App. Or you could just, you know, hit the like button and then the bell. Definitely hit the bell. Basically what I'm saying is, if you're not in a position where you can financially support this content or channel or me, or it's all the same thing, I'm poor and I do this for free. But if you're not in a position to support this channel financially, say you're also poor, that's okay. Just like the video or dislike it. That seems to be a common trend these days on my channel. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's first story. So I got a clown world update for you guys. Now when I say I don't like mainstream media, I mean it. That means Fox News and CNN. CNN has much bigger problems than Fox News, but even Fox News can't help themselves by being woke. Alright? We got Fox News continuing to pander to people who clearly hate Fox News. Fox tweeted out, "Breaking barriers, Lee Finke attributed her victory to the rise of queer political power." Yo, this is a man. This is a man, and they fucking look. I don't have a problem with referring to people by their preferred pronouns if they ask you to or whatever, you know. But I'm not going to go around assuming everybody. Even if you look like a trans person, I'm not just going to call you he or she or it or they. I'm going to first address you as what I instinctually think you are. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, you know. But it seems like Fox News here, the Fox News is all about the yes, queen, the rise of queer political powers. Oh yeah. Like, Jesus Christ, do they not know their audience? Does Fox News think that a district in Minnesota electing a man who believes to be himself a woman is just newsworthy? Or is it just worthy of celebration? Why are they, excuse me, they, not as in non-binary, but why are they, as in the company, Fox News, celebrating a trans person being elected in Minnesota? And why are they so proud to use this trans person's preferred pronouns in their tweet? They're pandering. Fox News is fucking pandering. They say they believe all these things, but they don't. This is my point. Republicans, Democrats, the establishment, mainstream media, they're just two sides to the same coin. That, you know, hot, cold. They're still on the spectrum of temperature, not gender. Anyways, the good news is libs of TikTok retweeted this, and now Fox News is getting ratioed to all hell, meaning they're getting more comments than likes or retweets. So Fox is definitely facing some backlash, but through the backlash, they're leaving it up because, you know, they're free speech. Look, I'm not here saying you can't celebrate whoever you want to celebrate, but it's just these aren't the ideologies that Fox News and Fox News's viewers typically stand for or believe in. You know, Fox is like, breaking news, we're breaking barriers. Lee Finke is now the victor in the queer political power, blah, 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 blah. So basically, another white male was elected to office. That's all I hear, that's all I see. It's a white man parading around as a trans person, as a woman. Like, what are you? Are you trans or are you a woman? That's what I'm saying. Like, people that say that they're a woman, they identify as trans, but they also identify as a woman. So you can't be both. Fuck, I'm getting a headache. Anyways, on to the next topic of discussion. So this is not satire. A few weeks ago, about a month ago actually, I talked about the Ontario trans, quote-unquote, trans teacher who decided to wear those cartoonishly ginormous fake titties to school around her students. See, they even got me doing it. His students. Well, now it looks like the Ontario School Board has decided that it's totally okay for the trans shop teacher to wear these fake titties. So let's go ahead and read this article and see what's happening. Bada-bada-bada-ba-bang. Alright, so after a biologically male shop teacher identified as Kayla Lemieux began teaching class wearing a blonde wig, tight bicycle shorts, and most notably obscenely large prosthetic breasts with protruding nipples, the local school board decided that despite the backlash, this attire would be permitted, saying, quote, "It is important to recognize the impact that the dress code policies can have on members of the transgender community." This is not a trans person. This is drag. They're not real. They're not implants. These are fake strap-on titties. Most notably, it is important for employers to make allowances to ensure that these employees are able to express themselves in accordance with their lived gender. This is the most inappropriate fucking ass-backwards shit I've ever seen the school board allow. HDSB's review of its dress code further concluded that imposing rules to prevent a male teacher from wearing obscenely large prosthetic titties with protruding nipples to work would result in considerable liability. They're so scared of being seen as intolerant, these motherfuckers are letting this deviant, this sexual deviant, hang out with kids all day long. They're sacrificing the safety and well-being of fucking children so they can be seen as quote-unquote tolerant. This is fucking disgusting, dude. They say at the time the school board stood by the teacher's right to dress in such an inappropriate way, ignoring the parents and students who protested outside the school, demanding that the teacher be forced to leave the fetish wear at home. Saying, quote, "If an employer's dress code and grooming standards place more difficult requirements on female employees relative to those placed on male employees, or require female employees to dress in a manner which is more conventional, such standards could form a basis of discrimination claim under the code," continues the report, blah, blah, blah. "It is clear from the above analysis that the implementation of a formal staff dress code or grooming standards would likely expose the board to considerable liability," said the report in the conclusion. "Even if a dress code is implemented in a non-discriminatory reasons, it would likely be found to be discriminatory. Fuck, so many. I'm dyslexic. Anyway, where it is adversely affects the employer group of look. This is just a bunch of mumble bumble jumble bullshit. That's it. I mean, basically, in other words, if a male's gender identity is female and that expression of that gender identity involves wearing pornographic fetish gear in a fucking classroom full of children, apparently the Ontario Human Rights Code protects that individual's right to do so, and the school is powerless to protect the children in the care of such inappropriate behavior. Apparently, some teachers and students found that these fake breasts with huge nipples are a sex toy, and you can find them online for around $1,100. Anyways, on to the next topic. So I actually covered this last month, where Chicago had this strictly no whites allowed off-campus housing, and they had anti-white classes. Well, the University of Chicago now is putting the racist anti-white classes on hold because of, well, the social media backlash. Thank God, finally, we're making the left, the woke mob, bend the knee to us. You know what I'm saying? This is good. This is good. We need to continue vocalizing how insane segregation is. Anyway, so you might recall about a month ago, I don't fucking know, when I reported on this, the University of Chicago and their newest uber racist college courses titled The Problem of Whiteness. Yes, that's the name of the course, The Problem of Whiteness, which is nothing more than a racist diatribe against white people. Seriously, the school clearly has vicious anti-white racist problems happening across the board, the school board and the students, the classrooms. So let's go ahead and read this article. They say the University of Chicago has delayed its course, The Problem of Whiteness, days after a student spoke out against it. Good. Continue speaking out against it. I will continue speaking out against it. Let's all continue speaking out against it. Oh, Darth, you're such a fucking homophobe, transphobe, bigot. Blah, you're such a racist. Whee! I need my safe space. I can't be around white people. White people trigger me. I'm so triggered by white penises and vaginas. And anyway, a university spokesperson told the Washington Times on Monday that a course instructor decided to move the course to the spring quarter beginning March 20th. The class was originally slated to start January 3rd. Sophomore Daniel Schmidt shared screenshots of the course last week on his Twitter account, and there was enough blowback on Twitter that the university actually took the course down. However, it now looks like it still might be a go in the spring, unless pushback continues. So that's why I'm here, trying to continue the pushback, so that way shit like this doesn't happen. I'm trying to bring attention to this kind of racism, this blatant racism, these racists teaching and preaching racism to little tiny racists. This is where you go to become a racist. You go to these universities and you come out a fucking gender zealot racist Nazi. Yeah, but Darth, no, Nazis didn't like gay people. No, okay, just the mentality is the same. The mentality is the same. The flag is the only difference. I mean, you got little Nazis running around with rainbow flags. That's what's happening. Anyway, so to continue reading the article, they say, quote, the problem of whiteness is being offered under the college's critical race and ethics study program. Oh, critical race. This critical race fucking theory shit, the CRT shit. All right, look, so real talk, they've taken a pause on the course temporarily, but I don't expect them to completely drop the course. This is their bread and butter. This is their foundation. In the statement to the Times, the university stood by its decision to offer the course, saying it is, quote, deeply committed to upholding the values of academic freedom and the free expression of ideas and the ability of faculty and students to express a wide range of views and contest the ideas that they oppose. Okay, but I understand, having a civil discourse in a place where you can question and create new ideas and collaborate with opposing ideologies and talk. I get it. But this is not that. But what they are doing is not expressing their academic freedom or their values of academic freedom. They're expressing their hatred for white people. That they're expressing their racism. That shouldn't be allowed. We shouldn't be encouraging this kind of rhetoric in schools. Whether it's high school, college, the workplace, it doesn't matter. We shouldn't be promoting and talking about essentially white genocide, all right? And if people want to have these ideas that white people are the fucking devil, fine. Why are there not more people debating these fucking idiots? Why are there not more people putting these fucking racists in their place? I just don't understand the absolute hypocrisy going on here, where they're like, oh, white people are fucking racist. All of them, inherently racist. And I hate white people. What does that say? What does that say about people? What it's saying is it's fine to be racist against white people, because that's not racist. Because white people aren't real people. They're like Neanderthals. Racist Neanderthals. Seriously, you would never even imagine seeing a similar class that billed as criticizing any other race. The course description on the university's CRES page says, quote, "This seminar examines the problem of whiteness through the anthropological lens, drawing from the classic contemporary work of critical race theory, and approaches, quote, whiteness as a pigment of the imagination with world-making and raising effects." All right, so let me get this straight. A college that offers a critical race major made headlines because of the title of this class, the problem with whiteness. However, all of the anti-racist courses are racist against white people by definition of the CRT that they're teaching. These are ideologies that they are making you agree with, and if you don't agree with it, you're a bigot, and that's insane. That's fucking crazy. I don't have to like the color purple. I do, by the way, but I don't have to. I don't have to like the color purple just because you think it's the best color. All right, moving on to the next topic. So, more bad news. A new study shows that hundreds of minors are having their breasts cut off in gender-affirming surgeries each year. Now, every time I speak out against these child transgender surgeries and these gender interventions and these advocates, somehow they come back with the same tired, lazy fucking excuses. That never happens. It's extremely rare. Nobody is doing this. This is just right-wing talking points. Well, you know what? Fuck you, because the study published in the JMMA, the JAMA Pediatrics, saw a 389% increase in adolescents ages 12 to 17 obtaining chest surgeries from 2016 to 2019. And you know that number has fucking quadrupled in the last 3 years. It's only gotten worse. They say a new study of a nationwide hospital database found that at least 1,130 adolescents between 2016 and 2019 have received gender-affirming chest surgeries in the U.S. alone. An overwhelming majority, 1,114 of the adolescents seeking this surgery were female, 98.6%, and just 16% were male. Well, why would men remove their breast? They don't even have fucking breasts. What the fuck? They say, to our knowledge, this study is the largest investigation to date of gender-affirming chest reconstructive surgery in a pediatric population. The paper's authors wrote, who are each affiliated with the Vanderbilt University Medical Center, the results demonstrate substantial increase in gender-affirming chest reconstruction for adolescents. This is destroying children. You are fucking killing children. You don't have the ability to consent at age 12. You don't have that ability to consent. You're a child. I just find it kind of hilarious how these gender-affirming lunatics are talking out of both sides of their mouth. Out of one side, they're like, oh, babies know their gender, they know what sex they are the second they come out of the womb. The second they're born, they already know. They already know if they're a boy or a girl or this and that. And these same people talking out the other side of the mouth are saying, oh, but babies aren't conscious. They're just clusters of cell. They're not real people yet. I guess my point is, the same people who are saying, oh, babies are aware enough at 1 day old to know what gender they are, but at the same time, when it comes to abortion, oh, they're not real people. They're not conscious. They're not aware. They don't even know. They don't even know that you're killing them. So which is it? You can't have your fucking cake and eat it too. Unless you want diabetes. Anyway, they say Lior Sapir, a fellow Manhattan Institute, believes the study significantly underestimates the number of adolescents who have received gender-related chest surgeries. So they're thinking that they have significantly underestimated these numbers, so they're probably much higher, as it only contains to hospital-based data and not private surgery centers, which is I'm sure plenty of rich parents take their kids to private, surgical centers. So that makes sense. The data was collected from the nationwide ambulatory surgery sample, the NASS, an outpatient hospital surgery database in the United States. JMA JAMA included only procedures performed in hospitals, not by plastic surgeons in private settings, said Sapir. Because these procedures yield around $10,000 per patient. Oh man, think about how much money that is. And then the upkeep for that shit. Like, do you know how much it costs to, like, maintain that kind of an operation? You're a customer for life. All right? I understand why doctors are promoting it, because they're stacking their pockets. I at least understand it. I think they should all be thrown in prison for mutilating children and destroying their lives. No studies show that it makes them happier after surgery. That's just a complete fucking lie. But the real evil is taking place in the household. The parents. This all starts with the parents. For the most part. If a kid is going to be taken to the fucking hospital to have their breast removed or their dick turned inside out or whatever, the kid did not drive his ass to the hospital. You drove him as a parent to the hospital, or her to the hospital. You drove him to the hospital. I mean, I don't understand. Kids can't even get a tattoo until they're 18. That's just a fucking tattoo. It's just as permanent as these chest surgeries, but how come we're allowing kids to remove body parts but not get a tattoo? Where's the logic in any of this? There's a sickness in this country, and it's spreading. And I don't know what to do about it, man. All I can do is talk about it. But what's the point of talking about it if no one even listens? Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. And as always, don't forget to pull out. Okay? That's P-O-O-L, not U-L-L. So don't forget to pull out. Okay? I'll see you later. Stay Darth.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Check in every 2 seconds?
Yes, it's called accountability.
I'm not talking to you, bitch! Excuse me!
You know, I start things out with a little thing, like a little story. I always say, remember when baby Jessica fell down that well in Texas? Well, if they had some yo-yos, all they would have had to do was reach down
Grab her.
and grab her out.
Is Russia preparing to deploy a dirty bomb itself or a nuclear weapon?
Baby. I'll have you.
Alright, so before I let you guys go, I'm going to leave you with this. If you're someone who follows celebrities on Twitter or Instagram or social media in general, and you take what they have to say seriously when it comes to politics, political movements, agendas, genders, politics, and just stuff, I got news for you. The only reason you trust everything they say on social media is because you find them so relatable. They're so relatable. Newsflash, they're not. They're faking it. Everything they do is fake. They don't believe a word they say. They don't believe in anything. Nothing. That's it. I mean, besides money and fame, that's fucking it. But me personally, I've never found celebrities appealing or relatable. There's no fucking way I can relate to this.
I'm a weird fan of a miso soup. I know that sounds super random, but I just like anytime I'm stressed or anxious, I have a miso soup and it calms me down.
That's your theory. You're going to demoralize young people to be ethical. That's your theory. It's like you should go home and think about that for like a year.
Look, everyone wants to be a social justice warrior, right? Everyone wants to talk about injustice in the world, and they want to do it from a fucking phone that's made by slaves. And that's real. Your fucking phone is pieced together by people who can't afford to do anything else, and they're working 16 hours a day in China.
That's why it's also cheap, because of foreign labor laws.
Exactly.
We don't have that here. We have, unions and these types of civil rights, and so by and large, you're not getting made in America because it is cheaper. People make more money when they do it somewhere else.
Biden's being Biden's being an extremist.
Tell me in a sentence who you are.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
10, 12, 15. Oops, stepping on a. It's black. Anyway.
What did he say?
I'm going to be teaching you how to use frogs, pronouns, and sentences, so let's go.
Yeah, that's it. I'm Republican now. You win. I'm done. I can't do it, right? I'm accepting, tolerant, inclusive, right? Whatever gender you want to identify as, binary, non-binary, but not going to call people frogs. We draw the line at amphibians, right? You can't identify as a frog because you're not a frog, right? You know that, though, right? You weren't cursed by a witch in a Disney movie, right? You don't hop lily pad to lily pad, right? So to call you frogs or frog self would be a little ridiculous, right? So, yeah, I'm Republican now. MAGA, stop the steal.
Our significant climate investment will, quote, help turbocharge turbocharge the emerging global clean energy economy. I was reading their quote, sorry.
Now, where is my beautiful sister? There she is!
Do you have any experience?
No, sir, I have no experience, but I'm a big fan of money. I like it. I use it. I have a little. I keep it in a jar on top of my refrigerator. I'd like to put more in that jar. That's where you come in.
You think I came down here for nothing? You gonna give me some gas money? You got $5 on you?
I can be hard to live with. I don't mean to, but I can be critical. I know who I am. After all these years, there's a victory in that.
Tucker Carlson just gave the most scary call out to fascism yet, and you've got to hear it. But first, a little bit of backstory. I'm sure you're all aware of the eliminationist rhetoric that's been rising around LGBTQ people. You know, they've been calling us groomers. And just recently...
I want to get a gun. I do. I really do. I never had that feeling before till I moved out to Los Angeles.
Not to worry. I have a permit.
This just says I can do what I want.
Oh shit, I got you good, you fucker!
Yeah, it was a dick move.
You know what sets me free? Pussy. Sweet, holy pussy. You see, God, he put man on this planet for 3 reasons. Eating, fighting, and tearing up tight with pussy.
1, 2, 3. 3 nipples.
Now, you don't get your asses out front and start doing some work, I'm gonna fire you faster than you can say Yo MTV Raps.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Who knows what a little person is? Yes, over here. A midget? Not exactly. That term is actually considered offensive, and that's why Dr. Nelson goes from school to school, getting us all to think about what we say. He has 2 PhDs and has published 6 books. Please welcome David Nelson.
Good morning, students. How are we all feeling today? I would like to share with you all my...
No! Dude! No fucking way! Dude!
That words are like bullets. And if you give...
Stop! 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 you okay?
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
We support the police, by the way, on this show, and we don't. We want to let criminals and anybody. I hope no criminals watch this show, but if you are breaking the law, that we would side with the cops every single day of the week, and that's a commitment that the High Network makes.
Criminals don't watch the show, but neither do movie buffs anymore since you hijacked the show.
Do you even have a rating for the movie?
People misgendering and people doing these things are causing harm. They're causing harm onto somebody else. And the thing about it is,
but
yeah, you cannot...
harm is subjective. That's my problem, because anything could be harm. Say, you kept saying the color purple, and I said, you saying the color purple brings me physical harm, or mental harm.
Yeah, it could be a trigger for you.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to say purple.
No. See, this is where it goes. If you're like, Felicity, the color purple is bringing me, like, mental anguish. I'm getting triggered by this. This is something, like, I'm going to, if I give a f*** about you, and, like, I care. Okay, here's two things. There's three scenarios.
But okay, time out. If I don't know you and we're exchanging on, say we're both I don't really know how Twitter works. So if we're tweeting on the same thread, and I say something about purple, and then you comment below that and say, saying purple offends me, and then I say purple again.
Yeah, you're purposely being a...
But people can be assholes. That's part of life.
I'm Jewish.
You are Jewish?
Yes.
You are Jewish?
Yes.
Fine, no problem.
I love being an American. America is number one. Oh, I am from USA. My father also from USA. My great-grandfather fought in the American Civil Jihad. I am very proud to be an American. I am America's #1 douche. ستي زاهم كانوا اتاكل لك عفوا بهليبه وشكين بيد حناين شعلت عدك معنا شتايم عشان معك حجب بن لادن ايوه اسامه شعني اقول احلى عمات يا بن لادن شمال شعني سامين بعد ما شعر عشان تحيح من شمر بن لادن انت يعني ما ماشي متقاقع على محونيوت شلي وانت بورشه ايوه 9/11 9/11 it's the best
The democracy in the United States was stolen a long time ago, Bill. Princeton already proved it. They did a study that we live in an oligarchy. That's not hyperbole. That's not some kind of cute thing or a clever saying or a glib fucking remark. That's a scientific fact that your democracy has been stolen from you, Bill, which is why 80% of workers live paycheck to paycheck. Half the country can't afford a $400 emergency, and workers haven't had a raise since 1980. That's why, and we still don't have health care like the rest of the world. We still don't have a living wage, and we have people living under every bridge. We don't live in a democracy, which is why we can send $100 billion to the most corrupt country in Europe, while we still don't take care of our own people and they go bankrupt when they get sick and live on the street. So we don't live in a democracy. This idea that somehow one party cares about democracy while the others doesn't. You know, they both serve the same corporatocracy, which is what we live in, an oligarchy, run by corporations. We now live, as Chris Hedges has explained, we've experienced a corporate coup d'etat in slow motion. And instead of having a dictator, the dictator has now been replaced with the nameless, faceless corporate state, which controls every part of our being. They control our free speech. They control what medical treatments we get to experience. They get to mandate us to have experimental medical. We don't live in a goddamn democracy. That was taken from you a long time ago. And this
is the sheep preaching hate when he says, I'm not going to let the wolf eat me anymore. If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back. Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense. You know, somebody's knocking you over the head, stop them. Do whatever you have to do to stop them. You know, the ones that were knocking him over the head were afraid of the fact that he might swing back, so they said, no, he's teaching hate. He's violent.
People trying to say I'm going crazy on Twitter. My friend's best advice was to stay low. I guess it's hard to decipher all of the bills, especially when you got family members on payroll. The media said it was outlandish spending. The media said he's way out of control. I just feel like I'm the only one not pretending. I'm not out of control, I'm just not in a control. I know I'm the most influential.
So in the run-up to this week's midterm elections, there are a lot of celebrities out there campaigning for Democratic candidates all over the country. You probably saw them, actors, singers, TikTok personalities, all doing their part for the Democratic Party. You probably weren't surprised by this. It's normal. Pop culture figures always support Democrats. Every single one of them. But have you ever wondered why all of these supposedly creative people reach exactly the same conclusion every time? They're all on the same page. How could that happen? It's an interesting question. We don't know the answer, but you should consider what happened when one of the most famous singers in the world broke with the herd. On November 19th, 2016, a week and a half after Donald Trump won the presidential election, Kanye West, now known as Ye, held a concert in Sacramento. Most people in the audience were, of course, young people and presumably Hillary Clinton voters and presumably deeply disappointed by her loss a week and a half before. So in the middle of the show, West stopped performing and started talking about politics. Google lied to you, he said, by suggesting to its users that Hillary was going to win. Quote, Facebook lied to you. I'm not here to massage you with a fake truth telling you that Hillary's going to win over and over and over. You were lied to by Google. You were lied to by Mark Zuckerberg. Middle America, West continued, showed you how they felt. Well, at this point, some of the audience began to boo, but West kept going. He complimented Donald Trump repeatedly. At one point, he used the phrase, "Make America Great Again." It was, to put it mildly, not the kind of thing you normally hear at a rap concert. And then, 2 days later, Kanye West was in the hospital. Well, at the house of his family's exercise trainer, a man called Harley Pasternak, West apparently suffered some kind of mental break. Pasternak called an ambulance to pick him up. West was taken away, and then he was sedated with at least 7 different psychiatric medications, including benzodiazepines, lithium, sleeping pills, and olanzapine. News reports suggested that West had experienced a profound psychiatric episode. He'd gone completely off the deep end. He'd gone crazy, and they've been saying that ever since. West, over time, though, told a very different story. In his telling, after what he'd said on stage in Sacramento, Harley Pasternak was trying to shut him up. Pasternak, he said, was not simply a trainer, but instead an agent of ideological control. Pasternak's job was to keep West from straying from the script, and he's willing to use powerful drugs to do it. That's what he said. But very few people took that claim seriously. In fact, it was exactly the kind of thing a crazy person would say. My trainer drugged me into submission. He's trying to make me into a zombie. Right. Sure he did. Have another olanzapine shot, Kanye. You look tired. So that's where the story stood until the other day. Nobody believed Kanye West. Then West posted something remarkable on Twitter, which for some reason virtually all of American media ignored, which is odd because media outlets are not usually in the business of ignoring remarkable things, but they did. And what he posted was a picture of a text exchange that he had had with Harley Pasternak. Pasternak was explaining that West had better stop saying, quote, crazy stuff. In other words, he'd better get back on script, or else he would be severely punished. Quote, second option, if you don't shut up, quote, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. End quote. Try if you can to imagine a more sinister threat than that, a more chilling threat than that. Do what I say or I will turn your brain to mush. I will destroy your relationship with your own children. I will send you back to, quote, zombie land forever. Effectively, I'll kill you. Now, keep in mind, this is from West's, quote, trainer, not his physician. This is the guy he'd hired to help him do squats. A trainer? Really? Did they talk like that at your gym? Probably not. So what's going on here exactly? Well, according to his bio, Harley Pasternak, who is not denied writing these texts, once worked for the Canadian military, where he participated in experiments that measured the effect of various drugs on the human mind. Is that training relevant to this story? We don't know. We do know that based on this text exchange, which again, Harley Pasternak has not said is untrue or fake, On the basis of that, law enforcement agencies definitely ought to be looking very closely at Harley Pasternak, who, by the way, apparently has dozens of other celebrity clients, some of whom seem to be out there campaigning. Based on these texts, this looks like a crime. Why is no one investigating it? The fact that no one is investigating it tells you a lot.
So on Tuesday, November 8th, our officers executed a search warrant at the 103 block of Devonshire Circle. And during this search warrant, we have uncovered some new deadly fentanyl.
That is amazing.
Unfortunately, what we got is what is referred to as, sorry, I won't move on, what's called gray death. I want people to pay attention to this because it kind of looks like mud, and it is Narcan resistant. So what does that mean? We give Narcan doses to people when they overdose, but this gray death, which again, we have not seen to our knowledge in Minnesota, and for sure within the city of Bloomington.
Delightful.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!